Talking about ancient Egyptian manuscripts or books which are said to be able to predict the future is an interesting and mysterious topic. From archaeological remains, we know that the ancient Egyptians had a very rich and deep literary tradition. In their various historical and mythological records, there are many texts that not only function as cultural documentation, but also as spiritual and esoteric guides. The ancient Egyptians were known to strongly believe in the spiritual world and supernatural powers. They developed various forms of the art of divination, which are reflected in their literature, rituals, and daily practices. One of the most famous texts that is often associated with the ability to predict the future is the Book of the Dead. The Book of the Dead, or Book of the Dead, is a collection of texts containing magical spells used to aid the souls of the dead on their journey to the afterlife. Even though its function is more ritualistic, many believe that this text also contains hidden clues about the fate and future, both of individuals and the world in general. This text consists of a series of mantras, instructions, and illustrations that explain the various obstacles that the soul must overcome after death. These texts were written on papyrus sheets and placed in the tombs of nobles and prominent people to guide them in the afterlife. Some passages of this text specifically speak of prophecies and omens, providing insight into how the ancient Egyptians viewed the future. Nowadays, many historians and researchers are trying to reinterpret these ancient texts to find out whether there are indeed specific predictions about the future contained in them. Modern interpretations often vary, depending on the perspective and methodology used. Some people see it as a purely spiritual guide, while others try to discover the codes or symbolism that lead to futuristic events. Apart from the Book of the Dead, there are several other ancient Egyptian texts which are also often associated with predictions of the future, such as the Book of Amduat is one of the important texts that describes the journey of the sun god Ra through the underworld during the night. The text also includes much symbolism about time cycles and transformations, which some researchers consider a form of divination about life cycles and future events. The Book of Gates is another text that outlines the soul's journey through various gates in the afterlife. Each gate is guarded by supernatural beings and has a special symbolism that is considered by some to be a clue about the human journey, not only in the afterlife, but also in this world. Discussing whether these ancient texts are truly capable of predicting the future is highly speculative. Belief in predictions really depends on individual views and spiritual beliefs. For the ancient Egyptians, prophecies and guidance from the gods were an integral part of their lives. However, for modern researchers, these texts are more often seen as reflections of the culture, philosophy, and spirituality of the ancient Egyptians, rather than as concrete predictions of the future.